All right, hey guys, welcome back to another solo game playthrough. We're going to coming back to Galileo Galilei with the Luna expansion. So this is the first expansion for Galileo Galilei. This was an Essen release this year. Capstone made it come quick, so I'm pretty excited about that. I didn't finish all the setup. And this honestly doesn't add a whole lot, which is really nice because it doesn't make things super difficult for us in terms of kind of what rules overhead. So the main thing it really adds is 4 more people. So you've got 4 more asymmetric powers. Today we're using Sophia Brahe, which is Tycho Brahe's sister. So sibling battle here. I got to set these up too. I just moved these around on my practice play. But the big thing it adds is this moon section, the Luna section, which is the namesake of the game. And you've got these Grand Inquisitors. So the only really big thing that gets added are these characters and then the way this interaction works on this board. You can see here this is a new university and it covers up this after we set up. I'll explain that here in a minute. And then this is just a little tile overlay to cover these up because we don't use these in a 2-player and 1-player game. So the main deal over here is when we observe, we can also observe the moon, and it takes actually all 3 die colors. And you can see this here. The first time we observe the moon, it's 5, and then 6, and it gradually increases. As we do that, we're going to be able to take one of these. We can choose any of these things to observe with one of these bonuses flipped over. And whoever observes it gets the bonus at the top. So like here, we would get one of these cards. We would get 3 book movements. We get 3 victory points. And then we would get the top thing here. And everybody else would get the thing here. So if I were to observe this, I would get 2 points for each upgraded tile I have. And then Tycho would get 1 for everything he has and vice versa. Then we would take one of these Grand Inquisitors and put them on our board. Anytime there's an Inquisition and a Grand Inquisitor moves, whatever space it's on will actually double the penalty value. So let me make sure that's right, because when I've played with them, I've actually never let them get interrogated. So yeah, if you are interrogated during cleanup, you have a Grand Inquisitor in your cellar, watch out. A Grand Inquisitor is worth double the penalty of its cellar value. Apply the value of the ordinary Inquisitors during the interrogation as well. However, once it gets to the end, it doesn't stay on your board. It goes to here, and you can choose one of these bonuses to get. And this bonus can be taken by as many Grand Inquisitors as possible. That's really all that gets added when it comes to just more gameplay mechanics. Now, and the asymmetric powers. Now, the solo mode actually gets quite a bit extra stuff. So we get an extra tile here for Tycho, and then we actually get a few additional action tiles, and we actually have a difficulty rating here. So we have easy, normal, hard, and flaming. And the easy, I don't know if it's that easy because he gets a lot of Inquisitors, so I'm going to bump it up to normal. Because the easy I've been losing, but it's like an Inquisitor party over on his board because he just continually gets Inquisitors. So we're going to be doing normal, and so this is the tile layout for normal. And there's a couple new icons there. I'll get into what those are. When he interacts with the board, and it's this tile here. So when he interacts with that board, he'll have to spend 2 die, and then he will get... Why won't this focus? He will immediately observe whatever moon section gets him the most points. Then he puts an Inquisitor, a Grand Inquisitor, in the leftmost cellar area here. He will move a comet down. He will get one of the cards. He'll get 10 victory points, and then he'll move all his books over 1 space. And then the other university is for having 2 observe the moon twice. And there isn't a thing where like here the top person gets the 7 and then everybody else gets the 3. Everybody either gets the 3 or can get 2 compasses. So we'll get into it. We flip these over as we go through the deck. So after we get rid of all the level 1 cards, when this gets exposed, we flip over the middle section and then we flip over the last section. I think that's really it. Let's get into our character here. So we have this thing where we're observing... We have Venus going over the moon, and so I think it's Venus. Yes, so every single time we pass this marker and reset, we'll move Venus over, and whatever bonuses are exposed on the sun, we'll get those after we observe. So, yeah, when you observe, you will additionally receive all visible rewards on the sun after evaluating the action. So every time we pass, it's going to cover up, and then it'll just keep going, and then this resets back to the front. So that's how that works. So I've got, actually I'll put it down here just to kind of keep it out of the way. And yeah, let's just get into it here. So we've got our 3 dice. We're first player, of course. We've got Tycho set up here. I'll just do it like this, I guess, for him. All right. So what do we want to do here? So observing the moon. The thing about observing the moon is that at the beginning of the game, you don't have a lot of these other things to get bonuses off of, so it can be a bit challenging in order to get that stuff. But looking up here for the tracks, we've got 4 major observations. We've got 5 comets, and then our 2 printed ones there. And then here are going to be minor observations, upgrades, inquisitors, and books. All right, so what do we want to do? We can upgrade one of our yellows. Observing wouldn't be bad. I think is it a major observation or is it any observation? It says whenever you observe, you will additionally get all visible rewards on the sun. So maybe doing a bunch of minor observations would be good because I would get to just take that action, like utilize that the more and get all this stuff before we get too far. If I do some minor observations though, which the hard part is I won't really be able to do a whole lot because they're all kind of higher values for what I have. Okay, I think I do want to do the minor observations though. So I think what we're going to do first and foremost is go here. We're going to bump up on this track. It's going to let us bump a die value up. So we're doing this action. We're going to bump up the blue die. And then we're going to do here, and actually I'm going to bump up the yellow die, and then we'll bump up the blue die with this one. And then that's going to be my go. Okay, we'll do Tycho. He's going to move 1 space. Does he have a comet? He does. He puts that out. And then he moves up on a track. Of these tracks, they're all equal to him, so he's just going to move up on the leftmost one. And then he gets an Inquisitor. Put that right there. All right, our go again. The comets, well, he's getting comets out too, so we may want to kind of work on that. So let's go. We'll go here. I'll go ahead and get a comet out as well. And we're going to move... I was going to move my book. We'll move our book, and we'll get another red die. Move our book there. All right. So he's going to go 2 spaces unless he hits an upgraded tile, and he'll stop. So does he have an Inquisitor in his cellar, an unpersuaded one? He does. So he moves twice and gets a die. And then because he moved his Inquisitor, he goes through an Inquisition, so he loses -1, so he goes back a space. Okay, I've got to observe just so that I can get the bonuses before the moon before Venus kind of stops us a bit. So we're going to go here. I think the first thing I want to do is I'm going to bump up this to a 4. No. Yeah, I'm going to bump this up to a 4. Okay. With this action. Then we're going to observe, so I'm going to do a minor one. So we're going to use this 2 with our comet. And take this and place it here for 4 points. That's going to get us an Inquisitor. I also get a compass token. Then I'm going to use the 4 that we just did to go here to get 2 more points and move my guy. And that's going to get me this for that bonus. So those are my 2 observations, or my 2 minor observations. And then I get to take all the bonuses here. So I can either move or move a book. I'm going to move my book and move this down again. I'm going to, do I want to pip a die up? Yeah, I'll pip up 1 die. And then I'll get a compass. And then because we did have a deal there, we're going to do the Inquisition and we move back 1 space. Okay, cool. All right. So his new upgrade tile will upgrade his 1. And then he will place a comet out, and he'll go up on a tower on one of these. And the highest one he's on right now is going to be this one. So he's going to go up on that. Or one of the universities. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to upgrade or not. Yeah, let's do an upgrade. So we're going to upgrade. We'll get another compass. And then we'll upgrade one of our tokens, and we'll upgrade this one. Okay. He moves 2. Does he have an unpersuaded Inquisitor? He does. So he moves this over, gets a die. Now, something that I didn't realize until I was on BGG, there's I don't want to say dispute, but there's a question whether or not he gets 4 dice or less, or he only has 4 dice or less. I don't think that's true. The book doesn't clarify, and nobody's went on there and said that he does for sure or not. Because his default action is always gain a bunch of dice, and I feel like if he were not to be able to gain dice, because he can't, some things he can't do. Like if he has no Inquisitors, he can't move them. He can move up a track, I guess. But some of these things, if he doesn't have any dice, then so I feel like he always gets dice, and he does has an unlimited supply. I'm going to treat it that way, but I'm not totally sure. I never thought to question it until somebody posed that question. So anyway, so let me know what you guys think of that. But anyway, now we're going to move past because we have to with this. So I'm going to go 1, 2. Maybe I should have did this one instead. Yeah, I'm going to do this one instead. That was silly of me. So we'll upgrade that one instead. So I'm going to go 1, 2. This moves forward. So when I upgraded, I did that one. We're going to, I can take a die and then bump up all my reds twice, or move up on move up on a track. And move my book. I can move my book. Oh, I can do a lot of track movement. Okay, hold on. This could be interesting. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to move up a track. We're going to go here. It's going to get us a book movement. We're going to get the book movement to move up a track. We're going to move up this track. It pips a die up for us. So that was that one. To do that one. Then I'm going to go here to move up another track. I'll move up to the top of this track. It moves my book again. I'll move here to get that. And then I still get a book movement. Or do I get a track movement? Uh-oh. Now I get a book movement because that set me up there. I went 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I get one more book movement. And I'll use that book movement to take another die. And we'll take a yellow die. And then I think I'll actually spend 2 dice or 2 tokens to get a blue die as a free action there. Okay, Argo's done. This moves down. Okay, he goes 1, 2, 3. He doesn't have any of these, so he's going to spend 2 dice. He gets a major observation. He takes the one worth the highest value, which will be this one. It's going to be 7 points. Then he drops these 2 down. And he gains an Inquisitor. And his turn is done. Our go now. We'll go here. I will pip this up by 1 and place out a comet. So move down. Okay. And then this tile will make him move 4 unless he goes to the lunar to observe the moon, and then he'll stop there. So he goes 1, 2, 3. Oh, 2. He stops here. So does he have 2 unpersuaded Inquisitors? He doesn't. Does he have 2 dice and other moon things available? He does. So he removes 2 of his dice. He'll take this token and he'll observe the moon. So he'll observe the one that gets him the most points. This is 6, but he has no universities. This is 3, but he has only 1 upgrade, so it'll be. And then he's not at the top of any tracks there. I don't know if it might be the most observation points, and then the bonuses he goes for next. Usually it's pretty clear cut whenever I'm playing that which one he gets more of. So it says he'll always select the moon tile for which the scoring tile will gain him the most victory points. The scoring tile. So it's going to be whichever one of these gets him the most victory points. So this one will get him the most victory points because he's got 2 here, he gets 0 here, and he gets 0 there. So he's going to take this one. So he gets 3 points from this, and then another 5 points from that, or 2 points for that, for a total of 5. He places it here, doesn't get the bonus. I will get 1 victory point for that. And then this gets removed, and this gets flipped over. Then he will move the Inquisitor there. He'll move this down here. He will get this card, which actually reveals the next set. So this flips and now become available for us to get. And then he will get 10 victory points flat out, and he'll move his books one space forward. All right. So I was wanting to get two. I need to get two major observations, and then I can go ahead and claim that that thing up here. But he's got a moon, and the moons now cost 6, and we have to have every single die to do that with. So we've got to think about how we want to play this. Oh, you know what? At some point he moved this guy over here, and he would have moved up, so he should have moved up there. So that's my fault. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go here, and we're gonna bump up blue, and then we're gonna observe the moon. So I'm gonna take these 3 off because it's 6. Set that over here. And this will get me 4 points. He'll get none. This will get me 4 points. This will get me not very many points at the moment. So I'm going to do this one. So I get 4 points and get to go up on a track. So 4, I get this. I get to go up on a track. The track I choose will be... Ooh, this track. Oh, no, do I want to do that track? I got a lot of Inquisitors to move. We'll go on this track. So I'll get the tile there. And then I get 4 points for that. He gets 0 points because he's got no stars out. So I observed, I get that, I get another compass token, and I get either victory point or move a die up, and we'll move a die up. And I think that's my go. All right. He goes 1, 2. Does he have 2? He doesn't. So he spends 2 dice. He doesn't have 2 dice to spend. So he gains a die. He moves an Inquisitor, and he gets 4 victory points. He does an Inquisition. That's going to net him -1. So that moves back because it's -2, +2, +1. Okay. Oh, this moved. My bad. I'm trying to figure out how to line this up so I can get these both at the end. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have gone up this track. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't like these bonuses in particular. Okay. I can spend 3 to move 2, which will get him up here. I just need to be able to move him another time, which I observe here, but I don't have another die to do another minor observation, so I feel like that's a waste. So I loop back. I go 1, 2, 3. This goes over. I will gain a die. With this, and I'll increase that die with this. Okay. He moves 1. Does he have a comet? He does. He goes up on a track. The track that he goes up on is going to be, he's got 1 upgrade, he's got 2 Inquisitors, and he's moved his book 1, so he goes up this. And then he gains an Inquisitor. All right. Let's do this. We'll move this comet. We will gain this and move him with this action. As a free action, I'll spend 3 to go 1, 2 with this action here. And then we do have an Inquisition. This gets removed. So here are my options, and this board's double-sided. I can upgrade a tile. I can, what does that let me move something anywhere? I get 4 compasses. Let me see what all these do. Okay, so I upgrade an action tile. I can move one of my telescope anywhere, take the fixed action, only the fixed action on the thing. Do not trigger or rotate the action tile. Gain 4 quadrant tokens. Move any of your Inquisitors to the rightmost space. This includes Grand Inquisitors. If you move Grand Inquisitor, claim a second bonus. Gain the bonus for each of your University tokens currently occupying on a scale tile. Wait, what? Gain the bonus of each of your university tokens. Oh, that's the next one, sorry. Gain a victory point per library space by your rightmost book. So I get 2 points for that. Gain the bonus for each of your university tokens they're currently occupying on a scale space. So I would get the bonus there. Oh, no, it's where they are. So I would get 1 movement here. I would get that. So that's what that is. But you don't take the Inquisitors. Take a partial riding action and gain... Take the partial riding action 3 times and gain 3 victory points. I don't really want that. Gain 4 points, and then I can place any number of Grand Inquisitors there. I think I'll go for the upgrade. I think that's going to probably yield me more of some stuff to do. And in fact, we could upgrade this. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So we've done that. We do have an Inquisition. So we'll move this over 1. And that's going to be my go. That was a big turn for us. Okay, we go 1, 2. Does he have 2? He does, so he moves 3. He goes 1, 2, 3. So that's going to net him 0 movement versus if I did these, it would net him -1. So that's more beneficial for him. And he'll get a die. And then Inquisition happens. He moves nowhere. That's his go. We're going to go here. And I'm going to do some minor observations. But I'm going to take a blue die first, I think. Yeah, we're going to take a blue die. No. Yeah, we're going to take a blue die, get a victory point, and get a compass. And I'm going to do a minor observation. So I'm going to do this red one for here. It's going to give me 1 point. I get to move this guy. We do have an Inquisition. I uncovered this. So I go up on a track. The track I go up is going to be on this track. It gets me another one of these guys, which is fine, I guess. And then there's not another move one. I'm going to spend this to three, 4, 5. So that was 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this one moves down. Okay. So that was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I need this. It was a 1. To move this onto here for 3 points. This moves this guy over 1 space. And then I get a card from here, like so. And then as a free action, so after I observe, I get a token. Free action, I'm going to spend these 3 to go 1, 2 to move him down. This gets me a bonus. I'm going to use this bonus for taking another die. No, I'll take a blue die. No, I'll take a red die. Okay. And then we do the Inquisition, and I move 2 spaces forward because I've got 2 there. And then, are there any goals? I don't think so. Okay, I think that's it. That was a lot of stuff going on there. Okay. Tycho is going to upgrade this tile because this one's already upgraded. He puts out a comet. And then he is going to go up on a track. He's got 3 Inquisitors for this track. He's moved his book 1 space. He's got 2 upgrades, and he's got none of this. So he's going to go up on that track. Okay, our turn. All right. I do think we're going to take an upgrade again. So we'll get this. We'll upgrade a tile. I'm going to upgrade this yellow tile here. And then that's our go. He goes 1. He stops here because it's a moon tile. Does he have 2 unhappy Inquisitors? Nope. So he goes down here, spends these 2 for a moon. Then the bonus tile that gets him the most points would be this one because he's got a ton of those gone. So he's going to take this one. He's going to score 2 and then 4, 6, 8, 10 points. I score 3 points for that. He takes the Inquisitor and places it there. We'll flip this over. he moves this down. He gains a card. He gains 15 victory points. And then he moves his book 1 space. There is no Inquisition. He does move this over here. And then he does have 2 of these, so he will gain that here for the 3. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's his go. Okay, we're going to move Venus here in a moment. I think I go 1, 2, Venus moves. Here I get a die or move up on a track. I think I'm going to move up on this track, which lets me bump up a die, bump up this one. And then I can either bump up my yellow die twice, which I think I'm going to do. Okay. All right. He goes 1, 2, 3. Can he place a comet? He does. He will move up on a track. Again, this track's still the best one for him. And then he gains an Inquisitor. All right. We were going to observe, which I think I might stop and do. I was thinking about observing, but I kind of want. Okay, as a free action, we're going to spend these to get a blue die. Doing this, we're going to go here, bump this up twice, and then get a comet to go out. Because one more comet, I can get that objective. Actually, he already got it, so he actually gets the 7 points for that. Sorry, he got that already. Missed that last time. Or he got it just now, so he's got the 7 points for that one. Okay. He upgrades this tile. Goes up on a track. He's at the top of that track already, so he's got 3 of these, so he's going to go up on this. And then he's going to place out a comet again. Okay, we're going to do some observing. And I was going to observe a major object. And I think I could do, that's for 7 points. I like that. This one was what I was thinking of for 8. So I think we're going to spend these 2 and this for this guy. It's going to be 7 victory points. And I get an Inquisitor. That goes here. We'll replenish. That was that action. I get 2 compasses. And then I get another compass. I'm going to... Do I spend those compasses to move down? Yes, I spend the compasses to move down here. We do have an Inquisition. This goes here. I can place this tile somewhere. I'm going to place it here to move my Inquisitor there. And then we do our Inquisition, which is going to be +3. So 1, 2, 3. And then I need another major object, and I can get this. Yeah, I think that's right. Now I can get up this track. I can get up here and get up here in the same turn. I can move them all the way down, and that'll also get me this one. So we'll look at see how that works. Okay, 3, 1, 2, 3. Does he have 2 unhappy Inquisitors? He sure does. So he moves 4 spaces. So he gets 1, 2, 3, 4. An Inquisition happens. He gets 12 victory points. And then he does his Inquisition, which is going to net him 2 movement. And we're done there. Okay. Let's see. What else do we got going on here? Just making sure I'm not missing anything with some of these tiles up here. Oh, wait. This should have moved down. We're going to go here and upgrade. And we'll upgrade this one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does he have 2 unhappy folks? He doesn't. Does he have 2 dice? He doesn't. He gets 3. Okay. So, let's see. What do we want to do here? All I have is this. Unfortunately, I can't... I mean, I could get the die and then bump it up a bunch on that one. I could observe... I could do a minor observation. But I need to move up on the track here. So we're going to go 1, 2. This moves over. Here I'm going to gain a red die with this action. I'm going to get a compass. I'm going to get a victory point. And I'm going to go up on a track. I'm going to go up on this track, which gets me another Inquisitor. And this moves down. There we go. All right. He stops here because it's an upgraded tile. Does he have 2 unhappy folks? He does not. Does he have 2 of these and 2 of these? He sure does. So he's going to do 2 minor observations. Highest value here. That's here for 7 points. And then this one's 5. So he gets 1, 2, 3. And now there's also a discussion I saw that said, because it says highest value, and people were trying to figure out if it meant point value or die value, and the designer said die value, so that's what I'm going with. And most times it doesn't really matter. I think it would have been here for 4 for 5 points. That was 3 or 5 here for 4 points, or 5 here for 3 points. It's probably relatively inconsequential, but just so you know, I'm going off of highest die value for that. He gets a card here. He gets to drop one of these down. He gains an Inquisitor, and he moves his books. Okay, we're going here. We're dropping the comet. Boom. Then we are going to move our books and go up on a space. We're going to go up on this space. I get 3 movement. 1, 2, 3. So I have an Inquisition. And then I get to move one of my books. And the book I'm going to move is going to be this one for... No. Move this one for Pip Up. So that's done. Now... I don't have anything down here. Inquisition gives me 4 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the university stuff. I think do I get both? Do I get them both, or do I have to take one? Let me just double check that at the end of the turn for the objectives. So in addition to observing heavens, you score points by completing university objectives the players achieve. What's the turn order thing look like? Turn structure, cleanup. During cleanup, fulfill objectives. Play. It just says, in addition to observing the heavens, the first player to observe the objective, subsequent players to observe the objective. So I think I can, nothing tells me I can't do more than 1 in a turn, right? I'm not really sure, so I'll just do 1 and then we'll loop around and do the other one next turn. And I'm going to definitely take this one first for the 7. But I do get the other objective. Do I want to dismiss one of these guys for a die? I think I do. I'm going to dismiss one of these guys. And we'll get a quadrant token, and we'll get a die. I may have called it a compass earlier. Okay. Okay. If I can do both, I don't think it's going to matter. Okay, does he have 2 unhappy people? He does. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Gets him 12 points. And then he has an Inquisition for +5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That goes down. Our turn now. Do I want to do an observation? If I observe something, what would I need another major observation, and then I could remove another one for this one. Do I want to try to move my books? Because I can move my book with another observation. Or maybe we just upgrade. We'll do an upgrade. So we'll upgrade that tile there. And then I'll put this here for the 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I don't think I'll dismiss these guys because I'd like to get some stuff out of that if I can. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I do dismiss and just get another die. And a compass. So we'll do that. We'll get another compass, another die. Okay. Okay, he moves 1, 2. Does he have 2 unhappy people? Nope. Does he have 2 dice? He sure does. So he gains another major object. He takes the major object worth the most value here. So this one, it's going to give him 11 points. So 106. He moves this down. And then he moves an Inquisitor but cannot. Okay, so this sets up the final moon board. Our final section of the moon stuff. Which is kind of a bummer because this would give me a bunch of points for an at the end, but I got rid of 2 of my folks. I might go for this one or this one. That'll get me some points. Okay. So he's done with that. His turn is done. He's got 2 of everything, so he goes here for 7. Okay. Golly. He's got a lot of those objectives there. If I observe the moon, think about what I want to do with that. I've got a ton of compass tokens, so I think we're going to go for it. If I observe the moon, it costs me 9. Now this goes here. It costs me 9. Which I've got the comets for. But I kind of want to get another major observation and get those points. Because if I do this tile for the moon, it's going to net me 10 points, which is fine. I could move my book a bunch. So that'd be 5, and then move my book 4 spaces, and then score for the lowest thing for my books. That could be good. This is tough. Because he's already got the most points for the minor observation or the major observations. So I feel like it's not that big a deal. But I need to get my books up on the university track. So I think maybe that's what I'll focus on. Okay. So we're going to go here. This moves over. I am then going to move my red dice up by 2. And then we're going to observe the moon for this one. No, for this one. So the moon is going to cost me 9. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, I can do this. I'm going to do these for 7, 8, 9. I'll get this token. This is going to give me 5 victory points and 4 book movements. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I get 4 victory points for the what is this? So I think it's 8 total. You gain 4 victory points for each space the leftmost book in your thing has moved. So I've moved 1, 2 spaces, so that's 8 points. He would get 2 points, so he gets 1, 2, he gets 6. Oh, well, what can you do? I get that guy. That flips. Then I did observe. Oh, dear. I did observe, so I get a quadrant token. I get to move an Inquisitor or move a book. I'm going to move the Inquisitor. And I get to move a die value or get a point. I'm going to get a point. And then before everything else, I'm going to spend these 3 to move him 1, 2. He goes here. That goes there and moves this all the way down. So I do have an Inquisition. And then this gets me 3 points. So 1, 2, 3. Inquisition happens. I go 1, 2, 3. And then University, I go here for having 2 moons, which is 1, 2, 3. And I think that's it. Okay, and I moved my token down already. Okay, cool. All right, they go 1. Does he have a token? He does. That goes there. He gets a die, and he moves up on a track. And the track that he can move up on, his book has moved 3 spaces. He's got 3 upgrades, and he's got 2 of these. So this is the leftmost one, so he's going to go up on that track, which is what I need to start going up on if I can. I need to get these minor observations out, actually, if I'm being completely honest with you. So we're going to go here. And we're going to gain a blue die. And then move that blue die up 3 spaces. And get a compass. Or one of those tokens. That's our go. He goes 1, 2, 3. Does he have 2 unhappy people? He doesn't. Does he have 2 dice? He doesn't. So he gets 3 dice. He goes up on a track. He goes up on that track. And then he gets an Inquisitor and gets 4 victory points. Okay. I think I'm going to do the observation. So we're going to do some observing. A 5 and a 4. A 5 and a 4. We're going to use this 4 on this. That gets us 5 victory points. Gets us an Inquisitor. I get to move somebody. We do have an Inquisition. The 5 I have. We'll go... Oh, where do I want to put it? Here. I think I go here for the 2. Or do I want to go here and get the other Inquisitor? Now the thing is I've got to move them some set of spaces. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'll just take the... No, I'll take this one. So I get 3. I'm sorry, I get 4 victory points. I get another Inquisitor. And then I get this card here. And then I get to move 2. So I go 1, 2. And then I get to move 2 again. And I get a compass. And then I spend 3 to go 1, 2, and 3. No, 2, sorry, I go 2. I get a net of... Oh, this moves down. I get a net of 3 movement. Gets me 2 victory points. And then that one my Inquisition. And then do I have any of these universities I can do? And I don't have any of those. So I think we're done. Okay. He moves 1, 2. Does he have 2 unhappy people? Nope. Does he have 2 dice? He sure does. He spends those 2 dice. He takes the highest one here. This is 9. Good lord. That's 3 major observations. He moves this down here. And he moves this here, which is going to trigger an Inquisition. His Inquisition value is +3, so 1, 2, 3. And he's done. Okay, upgrading this last one is going to get me 3 extra points, so we're going to definitely do that. Oh, I should have gotten my other movement. Hold on, I should have gotten this stuff. So I would have gotten another compass. I would have moved him here, which would have actually not... I would have gotten any... It would have been no different. And then I would have been able to get a point. So I forgot about that. Okay, so we're going to go here. We'll upgrade this last token. We will get that. And that's my go. He moves here. He stops here because it's an upgraded tile. Does he have any comments left? He doesn't, so he moves 2 down. So this gets moved down. This gets moved down. He moves his book 2 spaces. And he goes up on 2 university tracks. So he's got the book one, boom, and then he goes up on this one. And then does he have 3 folks? He does. He gets rid of 1 for 10 points. And then this will go here for 1, 2, 3 more points. Okay. So this is going to loop back around here in a minute. We're going to go here. I'm going to spend my 2 for a yellow die. No, for a red die. I'm going to spend the other 2 for another red die. I'm going to bump up my red dice. No, I'm going to spend the other 2 for a yellow die. I'll bump this up twice with this action. And then I was going to observe. But I don't have enough without taking an Inquisitor. I guess that's fine. We'll take it. So we're going to take these and move these down. I take this for 5 points. I get an Inquisitor. That comes out here. I observe, so I get to bump a die up. I can move a book. I can move an Inquisitor. I'm going to move an Inquisitor. Just going to trigger that. I get a victory point, and I get a compass. Or a, whatever they are. I forget what they're called now. And then I don't have anything down there. We do have an Inquisition. It gives me, my movement is 1, 2, 3. It's 3, so it just gives me 2 points because we're at the end. And then I can take this and place it here for 3 more points. So 1, 2, 3. I think that's my go. Okay. He upgrades this tile. It goes up on a track. The track he goes up on is going to be this one. And that's his go. I think I need to spend the rest of the game trying to go up on the tracks as best as I can. So we'll go here. I will move up on that track. Gets me a die. I'll take this action here to get a victory point, a compass, or a quadrant token, and then I'll move my book. It bumps me up twice. Oops, we're done there. Come on, slide over. There we go. We've got 1 card left before the end of the game. So we go 1, 2, 3. He stops here because of this. Does he have 2 unhappy people? He doesn't, so he moves 2 dice for another moon scoring. He scores the one that's going to get the bonus tile that gets him the most points. This bonus tile would get him 16 points, which is a lot. That gets him 10. This gets him less than that. That gets him less than that. So he's probably going to take this one. So he gets 6 points from the top. So 6. And then he gets 16 because he's got 4 of those out. I will get 8. That goes there. That flips over. He drops a comet. He takes this card, which triggers the end of the game. He gets 15 points. And he moves his book 1 space forward. Okay, so we've got 1 turn left to do something. And it might just be this minor observation. I don't think he gets the victory points for that. I think he just moves it there. Yeah, he never receives the reward. Okay. So, I think the best thing for me to do would be to The problem is I'm not going to get any points for this, so I need to get up on this track somehow. How would I get up on that track? By moving a book. Okay. So I could go here. I bump this up. I take some points for that. Like I'll observe. I could take the quadrant tokens and spend the quadrant tokens to do book movement and move my book to move up on this track. But I like to get him moved over as well, which will be all the quadrant tokens. So I think I can do that. So I think we're going to do this. And then we're going to go here. I'm going to do minor observation because I've got, that's 4 book movements anyway. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to spend my this and this to go here for 4. Then I get the quadrant tokens and a victory point. I get 4 book movements. Oh, let me do that. Let me do those 4 book movements first. So I do 4 book movements. So I get 1, 2. Another one of these. 3. 4. And then I spend 3 of these to go 1, 2. We have an Inquisition. I spend another 3 of these to go 1, 2. And then I observe, so I get to go 1 here, quadrant token, get the victory point. Then I've got 2 of these left, so I can take 3 more book movements, which I don't think it really matters what I do, because I'm not going to get any points for my book movements anyway. So it's probably fine. So that's my turn. I'm done. I'm done with the game. Okay, we're going to see how well I did. I think I got smoked. Okay. He moves 1 space. He has 1 unhappy dude. He moves twice and gains a die. And then he gets an Inquisition and he gets 2 points. All right, so final scoring time. So we are going to do our universities here. So here, his book spaces are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 4 is 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That I'm going to give him one of these here to say he's looped around again to 208. I get nothing here. He gets 2 points for each of his Inquisitors. That's another 10. I get 1 point for all of mine, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We go here. I get 3 points for each of my upgrade, which is 18. So I go back 2, give myself 20. He gets 2 points, which is going to be 8. Here, he gets nothing for that. I get 3 times 7, which is 21. Here, we both get 10. And then here, he gets 5, and I get 7. And I think that might be it. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything, but I think that might be it. So final scoring, end of the game. Let's make sure I'm not missing any of the ending scoring. So universities, each player gains the bonus on the university tracks, which we did. Each player gains or loses points on the Inquisitors remaining on their player board based on their reputation. And then at the end of the game, each Inquisitor token is worth point value equal to the number on the bottom of the cellar space. So I think that's it. Okay, well, we just lost. We got smoked. 167 to 241. I got annihilated. Oh, and I think part of it is like my probably inefficiency more than anything else. But he just gets so many points from the moon. Like, he gets a ton of points from the moon. So I don't really know the strat for that quite yet. But the characters are super cool. All the characters are very different. So the characters we have are... We've got... And I haven't used her before. So we have Elizabeth. I don't know how to say that. But she's got this thing where she makes these constellations. So she's got these tiles here. And they connect to make constellations. You get bonuses for that. You can see you get... 2 book movements and a compass, or a quadrant, 4 points, and a dice, or 10 points. We have Isaac Newton, my man. He's got a special set of his own tiles here, and he gets some stuff with that. And then Marie Cuniti, which she's got a lot of stuff. She's got this other like board here, and she has her own set of tiles and all this other stuff. So she's got a lot going on too. So the powers are wildly different from the base game. Like, the base game powers are like asymmetric, but these ones are pretty different. So I haven't quite figured out the strat yet because he's scored 200 points on every game I've played. So I don't really know how to deal with him. And I played, this was on the normal difficulty. The easy difficulty swaps out. I showed you in the book, but it swaps out one of these for this, and he gets 2 Inquisitors, and then it's constantly just moving Inquisitors to the end. Like, I was playing and he had like 15 points from Inquisitors. And then because he's moving them, there's Inquisitions triggering on him every turn, and he's getting 2 points every time for that. So I don't know if that's really easier or not, but because every one of his tiles will move if he's got Inquisitors that aren't persuaded. So I don't really know if that's harder or not. I think they're... I don't know. I don't really know. So anyway, that's a playthrough of Galileo Galilei with the Luna expansion. I like this expansion quite a bit. It does the perfect amount of adding something new without like creating a lot of like, oh, here's all this stuff you got to consider, here's new mechanics, blah blah blah. Like, this is just a major observation and a bunch of points, and when people do it, everybody scores, which is really nice. But the bot scores hardcore here, so I don't really know how to like make him score less, because from everything I understand, when he observes on the moon, it says he selects the moon tile for which he'll score. The scoring tile gains him the most points. He gets the observation reward, but only the points, so he gets that. And then he scores the bonus tiles, and then you gain the basic scoring. So the bonus scoring is going to be the top part, and then the basic scoring is the bottom part. So he gets that just as much as we do. And then finally, he places the Grand Inquisitor on the leftmost space of the board. He never places it into his cellar. And after observing the moon, he moves his comets as a discovery card to his library and gains 10 victory points and moves his book space to the right. So had, like, for example, even if we just removed it, like, this is anywhere from 30 to 45 points. I mean, you move that back 30 to 45 points, he still smokes me without getting the extra 15 points there. Not to mention, he got 12 points for his Inquisitors movements. So I just feel like this gives him a lot of points. I don't really know how to kind of get around that. Maybe it's meant to be just really hard. So anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you guys want to see some more, let me know. Bye-bye.